we head closer and closer to all the spring sports competing in postseason play. But we had a taste this week as the tennis team got a clean sweep at the Hudson County Individual Championships, and the golf team ends their season on a high note before state play. So find out how that happened and how the rest of the program fared in this week's State of the Marauders podcast.
High arcing floater too strong. Rebound tapped around. The three to win the game. No good. And Prep survive. The Marauders have won their first sectional championship since 2014.
Wow, unbelievable turnover.
Jude Sargent.
Here's Jude with 9, with 8, with 7. Sargent scores! Jude Sargent delivers with 5.9 left to go. What a turn of events, and the Marauders regain the lead, 8-7.
And there's Tyler Bell. A double pass. Wide open. Caught. Touchdown.
Welcome everyone to episode number 112, and we're sponsored as always by our good friends at D1 Media Pro, the number one live stream in the state of New Jersey for high school sports. Again, in this week's episode, we're going to break down everything that happened in Marauder country, and we'll also break down who won this week's Marauder Player of the Week award, and we're going to reveal who are the candidates for next week's award as well. We can always be found on any of your listening devices on Apple, on Spotify, on Anchor, you name it, we are there. So be sure to search State of the Marauders or follow us on our social media profile at SOT Marauders to see all of our exclusive Marauder content. As always, I'm your host, Renato Rodriguez of the class of 2010. As always, we're getting close to the postseason. We're going to have a lot to talk about and dissect. So let's start off, ladies and gentlemen, with the news of the week. In the news of the week, make sure, as always, you download the app today via the link on the State of the Marauders social media pages. Again, you get your live stream links, you get YouTube highlights, including this podcast in video form, you get schedules, you get texting service from. Again, I got 11 people signed up. Very important. If you want to get your Marauder updates in texting form, it's a good cost, $20 for the whole year. Again, 99 cents about for the month. So it's not bad. It's not a bad deal. You also get to have the play of the week voting and much, much more. So again, make sure you download the app today. Also, make sure you like and subscribe us on YouTube at SOTM Network for all of your highlights and videos from your St. Peter's Prep Athletics as well. The Prep hockey team, again, they're still looking for some assistant coaches out there. So if you have any previous or current youth hockey experience, okay, make sure you email head coach Brendan Roche at rocheb@spprep.org. Also on the docket this week, ladies and gentlemen, camps are starting to open up program right this summer. We talked about last week, which the baseball team, they're having 2 camps this summer. Okay, let's take a look at the baseball team. They're having 2 camps this summer, one on June 26th to 29th, and one on July 1st to August 3rd. Again, I believe the first session is at Caden Point, but you check out more information on that by checking the links out on the app. Again, ages 8 to 14 for those 2 dates. So if you're interested in learning more about the St. Peter's Prep Marauder program, And if you want to register for the summer camp, make sure you download the app today. Also, the lacrosse team is holding their summer camp as well from June 26th, June 29th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at JFK Field in downtown Jersey City. So again, the link is also on the app as well if you want more information. Again, lacrosse team 7-2 on the year, so I think we should get a little more interest in our Marauders. So any young prospects want to come learn more about St. Pierre's Prep, make sure you sign up at the link today. A couple other camps that have happened this summer include football, right? Again, they have two options. They got a 4-day July camp and a 1-day June camp. Okay. Both of them at Keenan Fields at JFK Field. Again, they're looking for rising 5th to 8th graders, and if you're interested in doing the 4th day, could be rising 9th graders as well. The beauty part is you can work with varsity freshman coaching staff. Also, you get to meet some current and former players of the program. It's a great experience out there. So if you want to learn more about that, make sure you sign up today at spprep.org/football camp. I'll try to put that link on the app as well. The basketball team also having a camp with head coach Alex Milbo and his coaching staff for students entering grades 3rd through 9th from July 31st to August 4th and August 7th to August 10th at the gym on 144 Grand Street from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And the hockey team will also have their mini camp as well for the summer. The middle school, so it's pretty much going to be for rising 7th and 8th graders at the Barnabas Health Hockey House in downtown Newark from July 11th to the 13th. And again, more information on that, make sure you email Brendan Roche at rochebspf.org and follow the website spprep.org/athletics/winter sports/ice hockey for more information about that. So that is the overall news week. So now let's talk about how our teams did as a whole. The golf team finished off the regular season on a strong note, ladies and gentlemen. They compete in 2 matches this week. They took on DePaul and they took out Mountain Lakes. And boy, when I tell you, they absolutely destroyed DePaul. They absolutely destroyed DePaul. Jackson Ledger, again, has been absolutely phenomenal for the Marauders. He scores at 37. Kevin Gomes, Zach Mendoza, and Will Richardson each scored a 40. Sancho Petroselli scored a 43. Ashkat Argora scored a 46 against a par, I believe it's a par 36 on that course. And against Mountain Lakes, Jackson Ledger again, absolutely dominant, scored 35. But Leon Richardson had a great week overall too. He ties Jackson Ledger with a score of 35 as the Marauders were won at 149 to 155. Again, they are now 6-3 to conclude their regular season. And in golf, every team played at the same day practically for the non-public North sectional title. So they're gonna have their match today, 11 a.m. So stay tuned to see how your Marauders will do in postseason play. And let's see, can Jackson Ledger and others qualify to advance to the states and individual tournaments? So again, good luck to all the boys competing out there, including Jackson Ledger, Will Richardson, Ashkar Agarwal, Santo Petroselli, Kevin Gomes, and Zach Mendoza. So the tennis team, ladies and gentlemen, they absolutely, positively, no doubt about it, put on an absolute clinic at the Hudson County individual tournament. I mean, they absolutely. But before we talk about that, though, we got to talk about how they did in the one other team match in county play. Took on Bayonne again, absolutely destroyed them. Agusia Hearts 6-1, 6-1 at first singles. Lucas McKenzie would win it 6-2, 6-0. Jack Rousseau at third singles 6-0, 6-1. The team of Gene O and Kyle O, 6-2-6-3. They've been dominant all year. Germany, Canberra, Eric Saunders again, 6-0-6-2. And in that Hudson County individual tournament, they swept Bayonne. They also swept the tournament itself. Yash Khanna would win it at first singles by defeating Memorial's second seeded Andres Hernandez in 3 sets, 7-5, 5-7, 6-1. At second singles, Augusto Harsh top second seeded Dave Rodriguez of Union City, 6-0, 6-2. And third singles, Lucas Mira McKenzie defeated McNair second seeded Alden Mack, 6-0, 6-4. In doubles, Gene O, Kai O, first doubles defeated Hugh Perrick and Marcel Kozia of Bayonne 6-1, 6-2. And at second doubles, Germany Camber Eric Saunders won 6-1, 6-2 against second seeded Dominic Sembrano and Ricky Yaskarapi of Memorial. So I mean that's an absolute big win all around for this Marauder team. Now we're gonna have to take a look, right? They dominate individuals. Let's take a look now at the Hudson County bracket. Put that to the side a bit so we can see the whole bracket. Your Marauders are gonna get a bye into the quarterfinals. They're gonna take on Thursday, 4 p.m. Lincoln Park, the winner of 8th-seeded Schneider and 9th-seeded Kearney. And then the winner of that one take on the winner of Unity McNair Thursday, 4 p.m. from Washington Park. Memorial's the number 2 seed again. That was interesting because Memorials had beaten Memorial 4-1 earlier in the year. They were supposed to play last week, but apparently they didn't get a match. There's no stats, no numbers. So I don't know if that game happened, but the number 2 seed Memorial takes on the winner of Dickinson North Bergen from James Braddock Park. And then Sea Caucus number 3 seed would take on the winner of Ferris Bayonne and the 6-11 match. So again, the Marauders, they're the favorites to win the Hudson County tournament. So let's see how they do on their run to greatness. But this is a great start. Great start winning the Hudson County individual tournament. So congratulations to the tennis team for that accomplishment. So now let's take a look at what else happened across the program, including the baseball team. You know, they had an up and down week. I would say up and down week. So they continued to win against county opponents, but they had 2 tough losses against non-conference opponents in number 7 Milburn and St. Joe's Metuchen. So let's get through all of the results this week as they took on North Bergen to start off the week. 12-2, the final score there. Isaiah Ruiz inside the park, 3-run homer, 4 RBI day. Again, Marauder Player of the Week nominee last week was Isaiah Ruiz. Nico Duarte with a 3 RBI double. Chasen Kirk with 2 RBIs. Mosman Thante Meehan with an inside the park home run. Joe Haynes with an RBI single. Matt Korn with 2 hits. And Kieran O'Connor closed the door with 2 strikeouts. In the matchup against Milburn, they would lose 13-6. Joe Haynes hit 2 absolute bombs into the Union High School track. 4 RBIs. Matt Corrin, 2 hits. Nico Duarte did not get on the stat sheet, but made absolutely 2 5-star web gem plays to rob Milburn of homers. Just saying, that was great plays. Ryan McKelly, first varsity appearance out the mound. Jack Stockner's cousin, 2 1/3 shutout innings of relief in that one against Milburn. Then we go to the Kearney matchup. They would again mercy them 11-0, 5 energy. And Luca Logan, 2 hits for RBI. Sam Porch, Justin Navarro, 2 RBIs each. Matt Corrin, 2 for 2 with an RBI. Eldon Limpa, absolute dominance on the mound in this one. 4 innings pitched, only 1 hit allowed, and 6 strikeouts. And then the last matchup against St. Joe's Metuchen, they will lose 10-4. Trey Barksdale with an inside the park home run. Lorenzo Caballero with an RBI triple. Matt Kinsler out of the pen, absolutely dominant. 2 innings pitched, no earned runs, and 4 strikeouts. So the baseball team is now 12-7. Yes, 12-7 on the year. Their final week of the regular season is coming up this week. They're going to take on North Harlingen. Big matchup on the road. Then they head to Miller Stadium on Wednesday to take on Memorial. And then the final tune-up matchup before the regular season ends into county play is going to be none other than number 6 Don Bosco at home, Caitlin Point. Friday night should be absolutely electric atmosphere at Caven. And I believe, I'm going to double check this. The Hudson County Tournament will start on Saturday. Again, I'm going to double check. Stay tuned to this SOTA Marauders account on social media to see the bracket once it's released. But I believe they're going to start on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. The lacrosse team, they had an up and down week. They won on senior day. It was a great atmosphere. They had fireworks. They had bagpipes coming out of the team. It was absolutely electric at JFK Field that day. But again, struggled against Watchung Hills. They got a tough week coming up. Let's take a look at the senior night highlights against Watchung Hills, as we have not only myself on the call, but I have senior Jack Stocknick joining me on call commentary as well. So, fellas, let's take it away.
Here's Warbacker. To Kegel. Back to Warbacker. Back to Sargent. Sargent scores! Jude Sargent gets the first goal in the contest on senior day, and it's 1-0 Marauders. Okay, good play by Neil Ward. That's intercepted by Sean Kegel. Bad shot there by Warbacker, and Parsippany Hills will get briefly possession, but good play by Warbacker to get it back. Kearns to Blunda. Blunda scores!
Beautiful.
Great play by Jen Warback on the back end. Tommy Blunda off the assist from Kearns finishes off, and it's 2-0 Marauders.
Wow. Tommy Blunda. They needed that right there. It was just beautiful, right at the right time. Got up in the goalie's face
So
and
far,
scored.
not too many penalties.
Just 2 on Hill.
Save by Walker. Good save by Henry Walker. Mars get possession. In front. Scores! There it is. John Kearns gets the second. There's going to be a flag as well, so the Mars will get a man advantage on the play. But John Kearns gets his first of the contest, and it's 3-1 Marauders. Nice feed. Oh, on the knees, a shot. Good save, Walker. Zach Delari tried to get his second there, but Henry Walker was well over. Sargent scores! Jude Sargent gets his second of the contest. And the Marauders have a 3-goal lead with 7:51 left to go in the Flonda. Makes a move to the right. Feed. Scores! What a feed from Tommy Blunda to Jude Sargent. He gets the hat trick, and the Marauders now up 5-1 with 7:03 left to go in the third. That's going to do it here on Senior Day from JFK Field with the Marauders taking the win 5-1. Your final score from JFK Field. Again, the Marauders 7-1 on the year.
What a run.
And Parsippany Hills is now 8-3.
So big win on senior day, 5-1 for the Marauders. As you saw, Jude Sargent has been absolutely ridiculous this year for the Marauders. He gets the hat trick in this one. Tommy Blunda with a goal with 2 assists. John Kearns a goal and assist. Jed Warbacker got an assist. Finn Freeman, James Jacoby, 5 ground balls each. Jacob Holicki got a 70% face-off percentage, so he was excellent in the face-off department there. Henry Walker with 7 saves. Then they took on Watchung Hills on Saturday. That was a 10-7 loss for the Marauders there. And it was tough sledding from the get-go for this Marauder team. Watchung Hills was really good, but Jude Sargent, hat-trick and assist. Will Cole with 2 goals. John Kearns, Connor Gagel for goal each. Tommy Blunda, James Jacoby with an assist. And Neil Ward, 5 ground balls. And Henry Walker with 19 saves in the contest. So the boys are now 7-2. they got a couple big matchups this week as they host Columbia for potentially first place in the Bianchi division on Thursday. That's going to be a big match. I'm going to be on the call on the Pro from JKPL for that one before they head on to the road Saturday to take on Montclair. Normally, at this point, I would hype up the State of Morals hotline with Ignacio Amaro, Jax Biamonte, but when we recorded this on Sunday, they lost power in Westfield for a couple of hours. They couldn't get the technical difficulties together in time. So, again, we apologize for not getting Ignacio and Jackson on from Chalk Talk Podcast. Again, they released a new episode. Gotta take a listen to that episode. I believe they released that on Wednesday of last week. Again, it's on Spotify. It's on any of the platforms. Okay, Chalk Talk Podcast. They talk about what's going on in the world of sports. Right? They talk about the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs, NFL draft. All right, released on Tuesday. So make sure you follow the Chalk Talk podcast for all of your latest news from the professional world. The volleyball team, you know, they fought well against number 18 Bridgewater Raritan, but unfortunately, they will lose to Memorial and Dickinson as well in the process. So they're 0-3 on the week, 4-8 on the season. I'm scratching my head because I don't know what this more team is going to do in the Hudson County tournament. I have no clue. But let's talk about how they did this week overall. They lost 2-0 to Memorial, 20-25, 25-27. Owen Sanchez, 14 assists, 5 digs, 2 serve points. Jan Case has 9 kills, 9 digs, 3 service points, and an ace. Michael Shipman, 7 kills, 11 digs, 10 serve points. Colin Gorham, 19 digs, 5 serve points. Andy Rivera, 8 digs. Chris Sierra, 3 blocks in that one. Against Bridgewater Raritan, it was a back and forth contest. They would lose the first set 19-25, but they came back in the second set 25-23. They had a lead at some point in that third set, but not able to close the door as Bridgewater Raritan went 19-25 in the third set. Owen Sanchez, 17 assists, 5 serve points, 4 digs. John Cases, 8 kills, 6 digs, 2 service points, and an ace. Michael Shipman, 5 kills, 5 blocks, 6 digs, 7 serve points. Andy Rivera, 10 digs, 3 kills, 2 serve points. Colin Gorham, 21 digs, 4 serve points, and 1 ace. And in the matchup against Dickinson, they lost 2-1. This first set, ladies and gentlemen, was absolutely bonkers. 33-31. You heard that right. 33-31. Then they would lose the first two sets. The next two sets, 18-25, 16-25. So I don't know what happened with the Marauders after that first set, but Owen Sanchez, 13 digs, 17 assists. John Cases, 11 kills, 7 digs, 4 serve points. And look at this notable name, Michael Guasconi. You know, he's got 10 service points, 8 digs, 2 kills, and 1 ace. So great job there by Michael Guasconi. Usually he doesn't get to the stat sheets. So that's a good job for him there against Dickinson. Anyway, they're at 11 serve points, 2 aces. Colin Gorham, 23 digs, serve points. And Yanya Murtkov, again, the water polo goalie specialist, 4 kills and 3 blocks as well. So they are 4-8 on the season. They're going to have the final 3 matches of the regular season this week. I'm going to be at the barn for today's matchup against Bayonne. Again, follow my updates on Twitter for that, or if you have the text messaging platform, we'll be posting on there as well. Then they take on number 14 Kearney on the road Wednesday. Again, last time they faced out Kearney was a big upset at the barn. Let's see if they can replicate that in Kearney. And then they finish off the regular season on the road on Friday against Hillsborough. So, tough sledding. 3 volleyball powerhouses on normal years. Hillsborough, Bayonne, a little bit of a down year this year for them, but again, it's going to be tough sledding for this Marauder team to end their regular season. So let's see how the boys will end up doing before taking on the Hudson County tournament. So, the track team, what do they do, ladies and gentlemen? They absolutely positively dominated once again. I mean, that's all they do. All they do is dominate. So, Chad Stone would win the 400-meter hurdle frosh race at a time of 102.04. Eddie DeBella, Corey Greenfield, and Noah Willingham would go 1, 2, and 3 at the 400-meter hurdles for the varsity squad. Ivan Rocks wins the 3,200-meter varsity run at a time of 10:26:05. Lucas Hernandez comes in third in that one. Neko Leslie Lickens and Christian Cruz go 1 and 2 in the 100-meter freshman dash. Andres Perez and Jam Shink end up in second and third, respectively, in the 100-meter varsity dash. Hassan Moore ends up third overall in the 100-meter JV dash. Tyler Bell in fifth. George Bruton in sixth. Chad Stone wins the 110-meter Frosh hurdles race at a time of 16:67. And get this, look at this race right here. Corey Greenfield, Chad Trammell end up 1 and 2 on the 110-meter varsity hurdles race. But they ended up being 100th from each other. So, photo finish in that race. Corey Greenfield ends up in first, Chad Trammell in second. Jordan Rodriguez, Hunter Watson would come in 1 and 2 for the 400-meter freshman dash. Matt Petco in fifth. The Lindsays, Dell and Nelson end up 1 and 2 in the 400-meter varsity dash. Dell first, Nelson second. Nick Petrozelli of the basketball team would win the 400-meter JV dash at a time of 55:73, with Pape Racine Nadai in third, Anson Hart in fourth, Blake Forrest Duncan in 10th, Sam Chan Lee in 11th. Aiden Dunn would win the 800-meter freshman race at a time of 2:08:79. Eli Farmer in third. Jason Peterson, Colin Rutledge, and Abraham Went won 1, 2, and 3 in the 800-meter varsity run. Luke Schreiber and Nate Palmerino would go 2 and 3 in the 800-meter JV run. Lucas Hernandez in fifth, Luca Melletti in seventh, James Broder in eighth, Bryce Mays in 10th, and Eric Roman in 11th. Matt Petco, Jordan Rodriguez, and Neko Leslie Liggins would win 1, 2, and 3 in the 200-meter Vash. For the freshman race, the Lindsays again will end up 1 and 2 with Dell again in first, Nelson in second in the 200-meter varsity dash. Andres Perez in fifth in that one. Hunter Watson would win the 200-meter JV dash at a time of 24:45. Niall O'Neill in fourth. Pape Racine Nadai in sixth. Anson Hart in seventh. Cheyenne Hurley, Liam Teleska, Jack Fitzgerald will finish 1, 2, and 3 in the 1600-meter freshman race. Taran Mohan would win the 1600-meter varsity race at a time of 4:31:69. Aiden Poocher in third. And in the 1600-meter JV race, the Marauders would take 6 out of the top 7 spots, with Liam Rocks in first, Ivan Rocks in second, Dante LeMay in third, Alex Giantino in fourth, Xavier Flores in fifth, Daniel Mamp in seventh, holding those spots. Brandon Montemayor got second in the varsity shot put, Mason Simmons in fourth, Harry Massey in ninth. Joseph Burt would win the JV shot put at a score of 32:10:50, with Zachary Casper in third. Mason Simmons got second in the varsity discus throw, Matt Zapata in fourth, Isaiah Simpson in sixth. And the JV discus throw, Harry Massey would win it, Michael Ortega Roderick in second, Zachary Casper in fifth, Joseph Burt in seventh. Julian Cruz, Jaden Lambert, and Chris Skabich would go 1, 2, and 3 in the varsity javelin throw. Jared Lorango, Michael Ortega Rodrigo 1 and 2 in the JV javelin throw. Anthony Sanchez in fifth. Again, a lot of great results here for our track Marauders. Chad Trammell, Jamshenko 1 and 2 in the varsity long jump. London Robertson places third in the JV long jump. Echo Leslie Liggins wins the freshman long jump at a score of 19 feet 0 inches. Christian Cruz in third. Jacob Anderson in fifth. Nolan Willingham and Jam Shink would go 2 and 3 in the varsity triple jump. Tyler Bell gets third in the varsity high jump, and last but not least, Hassan Moore would win the JV high jump at 5 feet 0 inches. So a big week ahead for the track team. They're taking on the South Hudson Outdoor Track Championships on Tuesday from Kearney High School, while taking on the Glen D Law Games next weekend in White Plains, New York. So good luck to the track team out there as they compete for the South Hudson Championships. The crew team, they were off this week. They're preparing for the Mid-Atlantic Championships coming up next weekend. So stay tuned to see how our Marauders do next week for those Mid-Atlantic Championships. Now, before we talk about the Marauder Play of the Week, we have an announcement from the State of the Marauders Student Club President, Ben Novosioluk, as he has a message to the prep student body as we approach the end of the year. Seniors already have just finished their classes, and congratulations to all the seniors who have just finished their classes. But to those who are still at prep as underclassmen, let's take a listen to what Ben has to say.
Hey everyone, this is Junior Ben Novosioluk, the president of the State of the Marauder Sports Reporters Club. If you're a student at St. Peter's Prep and you want to get involved with sports media or broadcasting, come to one of our club meetings. Dates and times of the meetings will be published on the daily announcements, but if you want more information, you can just email me at novosiolukb24@students.spprep.org. We look forward to seeing you guys.
Thank you to Ben for that announcement. Again, student prep, make sure you check out our meetings in the Browning Center every 8-day 30 community prep right at homeroom. I believe there's only 1 or 2 more 8 days left. So again, make sure you sign up, join our club before the end of the school year. So let's talk about now my favorite part of the podcast, the Marauder Player of the Week Award. And last week we had 5 great nominees, including Jimmy Camber from tennis, Isaiah Ruiz from baseball, Michael Shipman from volleyball, Jackson Ledger from golf, and Peter McLaughlin from crew. So it's time to reveal who'd won last week's Marauder Player of the Week award. So let's get a drum roll, please. So the winner of this week's Marauder Player of the Week award, with, get this, 94% of the votes. Yes, 94% of the votes. Almost over 1,000 votes. So again, thank you all for voting. But this overwhelming winner of this week's Marauder Player of the Week award goes to this senior baseball player, Isaiah Ruiz. Congratulations to Isaiah for this accomplishment. And now let's take a look at our next 5 nominees for next week's award. Starting off with the tennis squad because they absolutely dominated Gene O and Kyle O. Yes, tennis taking the first 2 spots with the doubles duo of Gene O and Kyle O. This next spot is going to the baseball team because this guy was absolutely sensational on offense and on defense this week. His name is Nico Duarte. This golfer had a great week right alongside Jackson Ledger. I mean, we always talk about Jackson Ledger week, but I think this guy deserves some recognition. His name is Liam Richards. And last but not least, this guy won 2 of his meet at track, with his brother coming in second place. His name is Del Lindsay. So make sure you vote on the app today. Voting will end on May 13th. That's next Sunday at 11:59 p.m. You can vote only once on the app, so make sure you vote for who you think should be this week's Marauder Player of the Week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for another edition of State of the Marauders podcast. Continue to spread the word of the State of the State of Marauders podcast by sharing our social media profile at SOT Marauders to everyone you know, and continue to check them out for all of the latest updates. We'll be back on the docket next week to continue talking about the spring season and how that spring season is going for our St. Peter's Prep Marauders, because this St. Peter's Prep Marauder team is dominant all season long, and we love to cover the St. Peter's Prep Marauders. So for Ronaldo Rodriguez, we wish you a nice, safe, and healthy week. And as always, let's go. Prep.
Hey, this is Senior Wrestling Captain DJ Chavis. You're listening to the State of Marauders podcast, the only podcast that covers St. Peter's Prep Athletics.